everybody. This is a brief video on anxiety. I am going to say that it could be triggering for some people because, again, suicidality is going to come up, and I will be describing how I experience anxiety attacks. So if you feel like that is not something that you can take at this point because of your current situation, then please look at one of my other videos. Nala has decided she wants to cuddle with me for this one. She's got Denise, so she's happy. Right, Nala? Oh, she's purring. Oh, look at this cat. She loves hugging Denise. I mean, this could be a video on its own, watching the happy kitty hug Denise. Anyways, anxiety often is comorbid with depression, meaning that people often have both anxiety and depression at the same time. Although there is still a lot of instances of people having just depression or just anxiety. Personally, I have generalized anxiety disorder, along with a few specific phobias, and comorbid with bipolar 2. Comorbid with a lot of other things, but you'll hear about them all eventually. I often get lost trying to list them all off, honestly. But, yeah, anxiety for me, like I said with depression, anxiety for me could be different than how other people experience it. And there are a lot of different anxiety disorders that a lot of them I don't have. So, like, there's social anxiety disorder is one. There's paranoia. That's another thing. I believe OCD falls under the category of anxiety disorders. Are you done cuddling? Oh, you just can't decide which new you want. Having a cat who purrs is very, very soothing for multiple mood disorders. I find that she is good at calming me down, and if she hears me cry, she comes and snuggles and rubs herself all over me. So, pets are great for helping you to cope. Oh, she's purring away. Yeah. Anxiety for me is almost constant. The littlest things. Oh, bye. So I think I cleared up enough space to finish this video. I hope that this video isn't too jumpy for you guys. Hopefully I'll get it cleaned up more before I do my next video. But yeah. I was saying that I get pretty good at rationalizing through these suicidal urges I get when I have my anxiety attacks. Using blister packs for my medications helps me prevent overdosing that way, although it doesn't really help with the insulin bit. And also any over-the-counter medications that we have in the house are hidden from me. There are little bits left around for me for when I need, like Advil, because I get a lot of headaches and the occasional migraine. But, yeah, like, there's ways to cope. And anxiety just makes it feel like everything's gonna end in death when that's, well, yeah, like several years down the road, but for now you're okay. By the way, I know a website that's really good with booklets, free to access, for things such as anxiety and depression and procrastination and social anxiety and distress tolerance and a whole bunch of things. I believe it's the Center for Clinical Interventions in Australia. I will try to remember to put a link in the description, and I'll put a link in the description of my last video too. So, anyways, that's anxiety from how it affects me to some extent. I didn't really talk about my phobias, but I've worked through a lot. Like, I had a phobia of needles, and like, I'm giving myself insulin every day now and pricking my finger multiple times a day, so yay. Although I still have a phobia of certain glitches in video games. Not sure why at all, but I remember watching somebody doing a speed run, and they did a really big glitch, and I felt like I was gonna die. All of a sudden, my whole body felt like I was panicking, and I'm like I was kind of laughing, because I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? But I was so scared. But anyways, you people take care of yourselves, and if you can connect with anything that I'm saying and you're not talking to somebody about it or getting help, please do, because there is ways to manage, and there's ways to get 100% better too. Take care, you all. The video got cut off again. I'm gonna attempt to finish things up quickly, but usually I'm pretty good at rationalizing around my anxiety attacks and stopping myself from acting out on the urges to hurt myself. But just in case, I use blister packs for my medication. When I did my first video and things got cut off, so I cleared up some space on my phone. I didn't do that properly, so I got cut off pretty early in trying to do this little ditty on anxiety. I remember for once that the last thing I was saying was, you know, just the littlest things will set me off. Like, if my hair is staticky and decides to blow into my face all the time, I can just, I feel so much anger and rage and irritability, and just, like, I guess it kind of sets me off on, like, I just have a lot of things in my life that stress me out and make me worry, and little things like that, even though it's not something to worry about, it will just let everything else out. And it's like a bomb. And, I'm pretty good at keeping things together unless I'm by myself. But that's, I think I've mentioned before, I'm not very good at letting other people see how I'm actually feeling. So when I need to let people know how I'm feeling and how severely I'm struggling, it's difficult because I just can't let people see that. Like, there's pros and cons there. It makes most people think I'm normal. I'm not normal. So, and other little things that set me off, like, if for some reason, my shirt won't stay straight or whatever, like, like if I'm wearing a shirt with a certain design on it, but it keeps folding up along my torso so people can't see that. It can get me really upset. If I am trying to do a cosplay sometimes and I can't find that one small piece that really I don't need but would go well with the cosplay, but most people probably wouldn't notice anyways, I can get really upset with that. If Nella is crying to go outside and will not shut up, and I'm trying to take care of other things, I can often snap at her and yell at her, and like I can get really mean. I've snapped at my fiance quite a few times, but I am so happy to have him in my life, because when I'm having anxiety attacks and I get really irritable and mean, not because I want to be mean or I want to be angry at people, it's just I am freaking out and feeling like I'm gonna die, and so it's really hard to think straight and be polite. I mean, feeling like you're gonna die is kind of a really urgent, scary thing, and don't really have time to be polite. But my fiance is always really good at recognizing that it's my anxiety, and he's really good at reminding me to just take some deep breaths, and he'll tell me it will be okay, and he'll help me talk through some of my anxiety sometimes, but he's really good at just helping me calm down, and you know, it's really a blessing to have him in my life. With my anxiety, the stressors pile up on me a lot more. Like, I tend to worry a lot about things. I mean, I think I mentioned to you guys before when I decided to start handing papers in late and not be so worried about that. The amount of anxiety I was having about not getting my work done on time was surreal. Like, just everything. Like, anxiety, for me, makes it feel like I'm going to die for the most ridiculous things that don't hurt anybody. Like, I felt like I was gonna die because I wasn't gonna be able to hand in my papers on time. Like, how does that... It doesn't. And, like, I'm starting to realize that at the time when I'm having my anxiety attacks too. I mean, the anxiety attacks for me is the feeling like panicking, like I am going to die. I don't get... Sometimes I get the chest pain with my anxiety. Sometimes, a lot of the time, I don't know. I would not say that I have panic attacks like other people do, which are a lot more physiologically daunting and severe, which I believe can involve like dizziness and everything. Like, it's scary, but I have gotten like the racing heart, racing thoughts, feeling like I'm going to die, feeling like everything is like sped up to like 100 and I can't keep up, and is just, everything just feels like a rush that I can't hold on to. Like, and like once I start getting into an anxiety attack and worrying about something. Like, it's, like, I often struggle to tell people how I'm thinking and feeling and what's wrong, because my brain is just jumping all over the place to every single thing that I'm worried about in my life, and I just, like, can't even begin to start on what's bothering me. Even if just in that moment, the thing that is bothering me, like, is actually really simple something to say, my brain is just way too all over the place to try and tell people what I need. I'm learning strategies to deal with this, like the breathing exercises, and trying to focus on being present in the moment. And I mean, we can't control the future, so it's not really any point worrying about it. It is what it is, you know. And with me, with my faith, I strongly believe that whatever happens for at least some sort of reason, even if it might not be fair or fun, but we're all part of this bigger picture, and whatever happens, I trust that it will be okay. And I know a lot of people don't share those beliefs. People may have similar beliefs with their own faiths or spiritualities, but that is something that helps me get through. Got the sniffles. Darn. Other things with my anxiety. I did say I was gonna talk about being suicidal. So what's happened with me now is that since I'm on my antidepressants and that constant urge to kill myself is gone, like, I'm doing a ton better. But with my anxiety, I've learned this reaction that whenever I have an anxiety attack and I feel like I'm gonna die, it's like I want to die. I want to kill myself. And honestly, just over a couple of weeks ago, I did have a suicide attempt. I tried to overdose on my insulin, and it was not because I wanted to die. What's happened now is my anxiety gets so bad that I don't know how to escape. I want to get away from it. I can't deal with it anymore. And, like, I don't want to die, but I'm too scared to live. I'm too scared to live. And it's definitely scary, considering how far I've come and how well I feel like I'm doing in general, and then just an anxiety attack can just take that all away. Most of the time, I'm pretty good at seeing, this is just an anxiety attack. Maybe my blood sugar is high or something. It's probably what's going on.